Philippines. So, I'm the one handling yung wines business namin. Yes, we were affected since it's not a necessity. But somehow the company was able to continue its business servicing our key partners during lockdown. So we're glad to be servicing directly Mercury Drug. So we were considered as among the frontline industry. So
okay.
So we took the precautionary measures naman. We followed yung mandatory protocols for COVID-19 at the start. So we were able to deliver basic goods and necessities to our key customers. And
yes, these basic goods and necessities, what do they comprise?
Yung gatas, we have yung mga like sa Kimberly Clark, Abbott, SCJ. Those are very important commodities that we have to deliver sa Mercury nationwide.
Okay. Now, I know that your wife is also in the partly part of a real estate industry because she's a landscaper. Yung landscaping ninyo, which was started by your mom and very, very prosperous during her time and your dad.
Thank you.
So, what can you say about these people? Wala na ba yung nagpapa-landscape ngayon this time of pandemic? Because maraming nasa online, instantly they become plantitos and plantitas.
Yes. Well, affected kami right now with landscaping kasi yun na naman, Yusek, we service mostly yung mga private residential, ganon. And right now, medyo konti nagpapa-landscape. It's not a priority.
A necessity.
Right now. Yes,
not
a priority.
Not a top priority.
Yes. But still, syempre, like we do have yung a few staff of ours, we still continue to support, ganon. That's part of our
after sales service.
Yes, we recommend mga plants. Yun ang mga madalas na tanungin sa amin. What plants are good for halimbawa pag medyo katulad ngayon, they ask ano yung mga plants na mas magandang ilagay sa bahay.
Yes, speaking about bahay, sa mga backyard gardening.
Yes, mga backyard gardening. Yan, meron pa rin naman, Yusek. We're still doing that.
Okay, speaking about that, I remember that you're very active with the Ayala Heights Rotary Club, no? So, what are some of your outreach program nowadays?
Like at the start of the classes this October, we did a Brigada Escuela for Rotary Club of Ayala Heights. We donated some face shield, face mask, and alcohol to our partner school of Kulyat High School. Then right now, katatapos lang ni Quinta, we also are doing some relief good operations for Mindoro. So we're accepting mga donations for water, canned goods, and old clothes. And plus ngayon, meron pa, syempre, dumaan si Bagyong Rolly. We're also preparing to, our club is preparing to help out as well to our Rotary District of 3780.
So I would just like to make mention, ladies and gentlemen, that face shield we're giving away during the healing verses. And if you can guess what the chapter and the verse, correct one, are courtesy of Mr. Neil Nuki and his Rotary, yes, and his brother Nilo. So, can you please tell us right now, because what I understand, you are also about to distribute and introduce in the Philippine market this copper mask. But later on, we'll talk to your boss on the second part of the program. But initially, can you please just tell us, these imported masks, where are they coming from?
Okay, we are the distributor of Copper Shield face mask. It's a quality product of Korea. It's what we call the next generation mask. It's something that gives you added protection when you go out and do your errands and deliver goods. Yeah. So that's how I would short description of our Copper Shield face mask.
Okay. I understand this is a different one because of its hospital grade. When I went to the profile of this, I have learned that many doctors, nurses, as well as medical staff prepares this because it is supposedly very, very effective. But we will ask more of that from your boss later.
Yes.
So in the meantime, can you please tell us some more about how a person, especially a young, prosperous businessman like you, are being able to stand despite this pandemic? Any words of hope that you can give, especially you went to a trial too because your brother Nilo was hit by COVID.
Yes.
What transpired and what happened then? Can you please tell us how you were able to handle as a family?
Yes, when somebody in your family, you get the news that they contracted COVID, syempre, we all are, we are very worried, no, on what's gonna happen next, no. Syempre, like for me, when I heard my brother was diagnosed with COVID, syempre, I prayed muna, no, syempre, I prayed to the Lord na guide kami, no. But again, we as a family, we would support each other. I really had to do my part as a brother. I had to take care of syempre the family as well. So, and after he gone through yung nakalusot siya ron, he became well, no. We, like him, naging na kami very conscious about practicing yung mga social distancing, protecting yourselves, like wearing additional copper shield fiber mask. So those things are really helpful when you do your when you do errands, when you go out. Like for me, I'm in sales. This pandemic really made me adjust my role as a salesperson. So there's no more face-to-face transactions. So you really have to adapt. You have to use yung technology. We use mobile apps like Viber to do our communication, and Zoom when we communicate with clients and attend important office meetings. Ganon use it.
Yes,
so
thanks
really,
to modern technology.
Thanks to modern technology, you really have to adjust.
Mm-hmm. There is one important lesson learned by you and your family when Nilo, may inaanak, incidentally, your brother's may inaanak
Yes.
wedding. If there's one important lesson you've learned, what was it? And how would you let people know how you can best handle this?
Yung signs, when the initial signs of COVID lumitaw siya, it was very timely na aware ka. So he was able to let us know. I have a sister nurse and also a brother-in-law who's a doctor. He let us know of yung symptoms siya kagad. So we were able, as a family, we were able to guide him what to do. And I think yan yung first na importanteng ginawa.
Okay. Emotionally, how did it affect you?
Mabigat.
Aside from financially, no? Okay.
Yes, mabigat yun kasi when he went in, siyempre ER, wala siyang kasama, all alone. So, merong news blackout kami for a few days. because we didn't know what's happening. So talagang medyo may emotional
stress.
Ano sa amin, yes.
Anxiety.
May fear kami. Yeah, there's
Yes.
fear. But after he texted, after 3 days, he texted us na he's being taken care of, na he was going to be transferred to another room. So medyo ano na kami, medyo at ease, medyo nakalma, and hoping na tuloy-tuloy yung progression niya, so na gumaling. So it's mabigat Yusek, especially if it's family, no. So that's why if there others out there, they just have to be supportive rin of each other lang. Especially
I know that. I know also that aside from your mom and your dad, whom I have worked with for more than 20 years, your dad was with me sa Metro Manila Film Festival,
yes,
the president of Philippine Motion Producers Association.
Yes.
Aside from being prayerful, in this time of pandemic, did you fell down on your knees and really pray that God, we will lift up to you everything and put all our trust in you alone, because you are the great healer, doctor, and physician, and you are the cure. Yung ba ginawa nyo?
Yes, as a family, we did that, Yusek. We really reached out. We prayed. We comforted each other as a family. Siyempre, I also called up my brother sa hospital a few times. So we're giving him encouragement. At the same time, we're doing our prayer together.
That is to go on and fight.
Yes, fight.
And what he did. So now he has survived. And you mentioned that upon survival, the more he became very active. Is that correct?
Yes.
Pati sa mga activities ninyo, can you cite us examples?
Yes.
Because nagulat ka mo yung mga members nyo sa Rotary.
Yes, sir. Right after he recovered, after a month na he was active na sa Rotary Club namin. He was leading, since he's the current president of the club, he's leading the way for the important projects, and also our communications with the district of 3780 with Governor Johnny Yu. So very active na siya. Surprisingly, no, given that he just came from recovery from COVID.
Okay. So that's very inspiring news.
Mm-hmm.
And we can tell everyone that itong nararanasan ninyo, if you're alone in the hospital, especially yung kaibigan ko, one of our best Undersecretary for Operations before sa OPS, si Yusek Bobby Capco,
yes,
is also in the hospital. Get up, because after you have conquered this, whatever ailments or illness you are in, you can spring back, diba?
Yes, sir.
So that's what Nilo did. He just spring back and just like parang walang nangyari, go on with your life.
Yes, just do extra precautions. Yun lang ang masasabi ko. But, you have to pay it forward also, Yusek. That's another thing, no? If people help you along the way, you do the same rin for others who need your help.
Yes. That's very important. Like what he did during our interview, he was sharing all what transpired, and to those listeners who were able to catch up, that's a lot of information gathered.
Mm-hmm.
So you really need to help. All right. We have 1 minute for your parting message before we go on a break, and then we go to your boss later.
Okay.
So we give you the parting shot.
Yeah. We are the distributor of Copper Shield face mask, and this is what we call the next generation of mask. It's very timely. It will give us added protection from our daily routine. So I do hope you can If anyone is interested, you can contact us through 0917-852-4922 or through email at coppershieldmasks@gmail.com. And that's it.
Ayan. On that note, we would like to thank you because very, very, just like what you said, timely and important. We'll know and learn more about this later when we get to talk to your boss.
Okay.
And also his outreach program, because I understand he's also a pastor. So
Yes,
tamang-tama for our healing verse. Again, we would like to thank you for continually giving us the giveaways, the face shield for
Yes,
all our listeners and those who are following us on Facebook for our Dessert for the Soul. Mabuhay ka at maraming salamat. More power to you, Neil, and to your Rotary Club.
You're welcome,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Robert. Thank you very much.
Yes. Stand by and please listen to what your boss is going to say. All right? All right. Yan po si Mr. Neil Nuki. So, in a little while, we'll be going on our break now. At when we return, makakausap po natin ang kanyang boss. And again, we still have 1 minute. We would like to remind everyone about our forthcoming advocacy campaign. Doc EG and I will tell you more about this on Wednesday, about Iwas Paputok, the nationwide ban for firecrackers. The time for your convenience is now 1:29. Don't go away. We will be right back.
Pilipinas Ngayon Na. RPN Radio Philippines Network. Radyo Ronda. DXKS Surigao. Member, kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas.
Kapag rarakit pa pagkatapos ng trabaho,
dapat matibay.
kapag walang pahinga mula umaga hanggang gabi,
Dapat matibay.
kumakayon para sa buong pamilya, di pwedeng magkasakit.
Dapat matibay.
Kaya ang kapeng iinumin dapat pang matibay. Mixten Herbal Coffee. Iwas sakit, iwas absent. Mixten Herbal Coffee. May energy for the whole day. Kaya go na, magkape ka na.
Mixten Herbal Coffee. Kapeng pang matibay.
Ang Mixten Herbal Coffee ay gawa ng Doc Alternativo Herbal Products. Available in leading supermarket, malls, and pharmacies nationwide.
Ang Doc Alternativo Products nasa Shopee at Lazada na. COD.
Ang Doc Alternativo, The Big C Center sa Surigao City Branch, AY Tandon Building, Amat Corner, Sarveda Street, Surigao City.
Numero unong kape, Mixten Herbal Coffee.
Ito nga pala ang inyong Kapitan Randy Caniedo. I feel so energetic and sharp when I drink Mixten Coffee. Kaya napamahal na sa akin to. Para sa akin, ito ang tunay na alternatibo. Ito nga pala ang inyong Kapitan Randy Caniedo.
Ang ating kape, Mixten Herbal Coffee.
Doc F Mixten Coffee. Doc F, a Doc Alternativo Formula.
Doc F, a Doc Alternativo Formula. Sa 2 sachet ng Doc F Mixten Coffee mo, may tsansa ka nang maging milyonaryo. Ihulog ang iyong entry sa mga Dropbox na makikita sa lahat ng Doc Alternativo, The Big C branches, malls, and grocery stores nationwide.
Ang Doc F Mixten Coffee ay nasa Shopee at Lazada na. Cash on delivery.
Ang Mixten Herbal Coffee mapalit sa mga butika, parmasya ug supermarket dinhi sa Surigao City ug sa Surigao del Norte.
Dakog matabang ang Shane Hair Plus Capsule ngadto sa mga tao nga diabetikon tungod kay siguradong mulambo ang kalidad sa ilang kinabuhi. Kini nasulayan og napamatud-an ni Ginoong Roderick Taklay, 45 years old, gikan sa Purukuno, San Juan ning atong syudad sa Surigao. Matud niya, miabot sa 300 plus ang iyang blood sugar level nga niresulta sa pagpadakit sa iyang sikip. Pero human nakatumar sa Shane Hair Plus Capsule, iyang angkon pagbalik ang kaginhawaan.
Diabetic man ko, 300 kapin. Nagkuhaw, tapos dalira ko kapuyon, tapos inin magbanho din ako siki. Dili ko makapanog ladyo. Tapos nakatilaw ko inin sin capsule. So sa kasemana, nawaya na inin mga pagbanhod-banhod ako siki. Aloy sa Ginoo na alibyo man ang sugar na kuman. So kapag inom na ako, bisan pa kailan naka-oras sa Japan o paano, di naman kapuyon.
Dinhi sa Surigao City, ang Shane Hair Plus Capsule mapalit sa Palma Drug, Borromeo Street, o Family Drug sa Nicolas Street, Surigao City, o mapalit sa tanang farmasya sa inyong lugar.
Aduna ba kay balatian nga taud-taud na nagiantusan anian.
Sa mong gibati sa una sir sa wala pa ka nagamit og Kalabo Plus Herbal Capsule. Prostate. Nya maglisod kag pangihi sir. Unya sa paggamit nimo sa Kalabo Plus Herbal Capsule. Imo gyapon gi-maintain nya na maayo na imong pagpangihi karon sir.
Parang naman ibalik na sa normal ang pangihi ron. Dili na para sa una nga bisat kay pangihi ba.
Ako kay tagpasalamat ana sir nga naalibyuhan jud imuhang debate sa Kalabo Plus Herbal Capsule. Unsa kay pangalan nimo sir? Pila edad og taga-asa? Kay daghang kay salamat sir.
Kini nga oras hatod kanato sa GFMQ Marketing. Ang tigama og tig-apod-apod sa Paragis Bila-Bila Plus Herbal Capsule, Paragis Bila-Bila Liniment Oil, Charming Beauty Soap og Charming Kojic Soap.
Matod sa labing ulahing balita, ang dead skin cells makahatod kanato aron ang atong panit mamahimong uga ug kunot lantawon. Posible nga ang patay nga mga selula nato makahatag og pagpaniguang lantawon. Usahay makadugang pakini sa atong pangidaron kun aging. Beat the age. Use the Charming Kojic Soap. Ang Kojic usa ka maayo nga makatabang aron kapugnan ang pagpangunot sa atong panit. Aduna kini ikatabang aron mapapas ang mga patay nga selula sa atong panit, making our skin radiant, fairer and younger looking. Busa atong ipabilin nga batanon lantamon ang atong mga panit. Charming Kojic Soap. Gamita lang ang Charming Beauty Soap kada adlaw aron maangkon ang kutis charming.
Ipagawas ang kahayag ug kaanyag. Gamita ang sabon nga maoy makahatag sa imong gipangandoy nga pamanit gamit sa Charming Beauty Soap with glutathione. Makapahamis, makaputi, makapahayag sa imong pamanit tungod kay tunay mga labing gamhanan nga mga sagol nga makapalambo sa katahom ug makadungag sa kaanyag sama sa collagen ug botanical extracts aron magpabiling batanon ug mahupay ang imong pamanit. Charming Beauty Soap with glutathione. Ginawa sa GFMQ Marketing.
Alang sa mas baskog ug mas mayong panglawas, gamit na sa mas epektibo ug mas gipakusgan nga Paragis Bila-Bila Plus Herbal Capsule ug Paragis Bila-Bila Liniment Oil. Mga gama sa GFMQ Marketing. Kaysa Paragis Bila-Bila, dili na ka mag-agwanta pa.
Kini ang sibyaanan sa Radio Philippines Network. Pag-ong DXKS Surigao 1080 kHz. Mas lapad, mas tinaw, mas kusog nga pagsibya sa kahanginan. Uban sa gikusgon nga 5,000 watts. RPN DXKS 1080 kHz. Kusog Surigao, ang istasyon nga naminaw kaninyo.
Alright, we're back. For those who just tune in, you're still watching Pilipinas Ngayon Na, Monday edition. And just before we took a break, we were discussing with Neil Nuki, our first portion guest, regarding the mandatory wearing of face shield and face mask. And speaking about face masks, today, stay tuned because he will be giving away this copper face mask to the first 10 or 15 callers, texters, who will be able to give the correct verse and chapter of our Dessert for the Soul that he will be mentioning later on in the program. So we would like to welcome from Church of Mandaluyong, Pastor Eugene Say. Magandang hapon po. Welcome to the show.
Magandang hapon, Yusek Robert. It's a pleasure to be on your show.
It's our pleasure too. Sir, sa Pastor Eugene, we know earlier that when Neil was on the line, you and your company imported some of this copper shield mask. And so can you give us more or less a backgrounder and what difference it makes as compared to the other mask in the market?
Yes, we're very excited that finally Copper Shield is here in the Philippines. Copper Shield, the brand Copper Shield is from Korea. It's made in Korea. And for the longest time, we were trying to bring it in, pero it was a priority for them at that time to sell to their citizen muna. So finally it's here. The reason being is that because they made a lot of research and studies saying that copper, the incorporation of copper in the mask actually reduces the possibility of transmission of the virus.
So we have records of that nakaka-delay or nakaka-decrease transmission of COVID?
Yes, scientifically, copper and virus, marami ng studies yan. Hindi lang naman sa Korea, but even if you go to YouTube, just type copper, the properties of copper. That's already a known fact that viruses will not survive in a cup when it's in contact with copper. So that is why they are putting copper actually in a lot of hospitals in the US. Lahat ng mga hawakan kung saan usually you're like in the doors or in the bed, yung mga stainless, they already put copper films on it because they saw that transmission has actually gone down in some cases up to 50% because yan yung mga mostly nahahawakan ng mga kamay ng tao.
I see. Meron po kagad nag-text dito, si Silva Muyo, mula rin po sa Mandaluyong, nung malaman na you're from the Church of Mandaluyong. Gusto niya pong itanong, nakalagay rito, hindi daw po pa abrasive yung copper lining inside the mask?
Actually, surprisingly, it's very good kasi since in Korea, all the qualities that they manufacture are very good. This is so nice nga kasi since locally, yung mga mask natin, we normally put multi-layers kasi that is our way of addressing the problem of filtering. Pero in Korea, since they already incorporated the copper fibers into the mask, manipis siya. So that helps us in breathing, di ba? I think we are all lahat tayo na gumagamit ng mask. We know how hard it is when you put a mask. It's hard to breathe, di ba?
Yes, especially over the face shield. May mask ka na, may face shield ka. It's very, very hard to breathe.
So this is one of the properties. That's why we're so excited about this mask because those who have tried this, yan ang unang reaction. Uy, ang sarap, ang daling huminga. When you are, let's say, driving and you turn on the aircon, mararamdaman mo yung lamig ng hangin pumapasok pa sa mask. So, so that is really one big advantage of using copper shield.
Okay, Pastor Say, I understand initially this is for hospital grade used by the doctors and nurses and other medical staff because they are frontliners, no? Would you recommend that ordinary citizen you also use that?
Oh yes, kasi in Korea everybody uses it in one shape or form. They use it because yan ang naging naging direction nila. For them, this is what they call the next generation of mask, no, face mask, because it really brings down the transmission level. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, if you look at it right now, in Korea, the daily COVID infection rate nila is nasa 2 digits na lang, less than 100 a day. Imagine mo yung...
Less than 100 a day?
Less than 100 a day ang daily additional yung mga COVID patients nila. Tayo nasa, I think we're still at thousands. 1,500, 2,000, 3,000. So,
2,000 at least.
So, I think with the copper shield and all the other protection or mga ginawa nila, it's very effective.
Actually, okay. Pastor Say, We will discuss this church of yours in a little while, but I remember Neil mentioning that you will be giving us away as raffle sa ating mga viewers and listeners right now a sample of the Copper Mass if they will be able to correctly tell us the chapter and the verse of the Dessert for the Soul or healing verse that you're about to tell us now. So, pwede po ba na sabihin nyo na yan para habang nag-uusap tayo, they can text us to 0917-377-6768 ang correct answer. Sabihin lang po ang name and address. And also, they can call our DWIC hotline 8470-175054 for their correct answers, and you will receive this copper mask that Pastor Eugene is telling us about. We will send it to you by post. All right? So, for your healing verse po muna, baka kasi po mamaya maubusan tayo ng oras. Go ahead po. Go ahead.
Yes.
Hulaan po nila yung chapter niyan at saka verse.
Okay. The verse that I'm thinking of is a verse wherein God introduces himself as what? The Lord that heals you. No? This is the only time in the whole Bible na God calls himself as what? The Lord that heals you.
So parang po yan, I am the Lord that healeth thee. Something like that.
I am the Lord that healeth thee. Yes.
Okay. When you said first time na nakalagay yan sa Bible, you being a pastor, yan po ay galing sa mga healing verses in God's will to heal, correct po?
Yes. But God has many names in the Bible. And this is one of the names that very unique kasi isang beses lang niya ginamit and it is used only in this verse. In the original text, it is called Yehovah Rapha. Okay, Yehovah Rapha. For I am the Lord that heals thee.
Okay. In the original. Pero
in the original text, yes.
Another chapter and verse. So, sa lahat po ng nakikinig sa atin ngayon, nanonood sa Facebook, maaari nyo na pong i-text sa amin or you can call and sa ating mga hotlines and sa ating softmet, papasok po yung answer ninyo and later we will answer some of your text and call and we'll be giving away face shield courtesy copper face mask courtesy of Pastor Eugene Say. All right. So, because you were excited about this product, available na po ba raw yan sa market? Ito, kakatext lang po ng taga San Pedro.
Yes, right now we are trying our best to have it available in a lot of the stores, no? But as of now, it is available online, and if you can contact us 0917-852-4922. We can answer your questions, or for where you are, we will find a way to have the product delivered to you.
Ayun. So right now, you're saying they can avail of that copper shield mask online.
Yes, online.
So, eto, may pumasok na naman pong text. Mula po sa Las Piñas. Do you accept distributors daw po ba or sales agents? Naghahanap
yes.
na sa tunang trabaho.
Yes, we are open to people who wants to
make something out of this pandemic.
Yes. And we would offer wholesale price to people who get certain quantity.
Ayun. So wholesaler po,
yes,
especially in the Visayas, Mindanao area.
Yes.
And again, okay, another text po. Sunod-sunod na po yung text na nakukuha ko rito sa other line ko. tinatanong po nila, do you have office in Manila or telephone numbers aside from the cell phone that you gave?
Yes, right now we actually just moved our office. We are actually in 25 Wilson Street. We're just across Cardinal Santos. That's where our office is.
Oh, okay. That's very good. That's in San Juan.
That's in San Juan City. Yes,
Yes, and because you're just in front of the hospital, I'm sure a lot of people in the hospital will be using your product. Anyway, yan po ba raw ay original, or how do they distinguish that? I understand you're on the screen now. Yan po bang suot nyo dyan sa screen na merong logo? Is that how you differentiate it?
Yes, we actually we had the logo imprinted on the mask to differentiate it from other masks. Kasi we have so many masks out there and it's all made out of cloth. So hindi mo ma-distinguish. That's why when we put the logo, at least you are assured that that's the real copper shield.
Ayun. So you're saying there are different kinds of copper shields, but when you see that particular logo that you are now wearing on the screen, then you know it's somehow the original imported one.
That's right, that's right.
Hindi po siya imitasyon. Kasi alam niyo naman kung gaano kagagaling ang ating mga kababayan if they learn that it's selling like hotcake, ang bilis po nila yan na magagaya. At, pardon my saying, mapapake nila kaagad yan. Do you have protection on how you can prevent imitation of this?
Yusek, yes. Actually, we actually have a video wherein to prove that there is copper in the mask. No, we have a demonstration wherein we will show you different kinds of masks, and it is only copper shield that when you put a light bulb on top, sisindi yung light bulb, to prove that there is conductivity in the mask itself.
I see. So yung mga samples na ibibigay niyo po sa amin for raffle as prizes dito sa mga makaka-guess correctly, ang dami pong pumapasok sa akin dito sa text. So
kung marami, maybe we can
Correct
increase.
po sila, pero mamaya ako na po sasabihin before the end of the show. Sunod-sunod na po pumapasok sa text ko. So, we'll just coordinate with you kung paano natin mapapadala sa kanila.
Of course, yes. We will find a way to, with all the Grab naman right now, very easy na to send stuff anywhere in the Philippines.
Okay. May last question po rito. May isa pang bumahabol. How reasonable naman daw po ang price, especially kung wholesale? Big discount daw po ba?
We can discuss about it.
Okay.
Just keep in call us. We can discuss about the wholesale price. The beauty of copper shield, no, it's not a one-time use. You can actually use it, and it's washable
again and again.
Again and again.
Up to how many times po? Up to how many times?
It will depend on the usage, no, because like the mask that I'm wearing, I've worn it for about 2 months now. So, of course, depende yan sa usage, no. Of course, we in terms of kung magaling kang pawisan or other factors, may pollution, you're outside all the time, you will be forced to wash it. But recommended, we recommend it washable up to 30 times.
Oh, 30 times. So bagay na bagay po yan doon sa aming Executive Vice President Station Manager Elia Ligora at ating pong News Director Edwin Eusebio, because man of action po sila, on the run sila parate, so nakakalimutan nila yung regular mask, no? So when we receive that, sila po ang una nating pagsasampulin yan. Okay, punta na po tayo rito sa nagte-text. Yung Church of Mandaluyong daw po, where is it located? Mukhang gusto pong umaten.
We have a congregation po. It's in Aurelio Street. It's called the Church in Mandaluyong. Our church, we patterned it after the Book of Acts. In the Book of Acts, kasi if you recall, they call the churches as the church in Corinth, the church in Ephesus. The name of the church is based on the city of the church. So ganun din kami, meron kaming, we called ourselves the church in Mandaluyong kasi our assembly hall is in Mandaluyong.
I see. Saan nga pong street yan? Aurelio Street, yung unang sinabi niyo sa akin?
Yes, Aurelio Street in Mandaluyong.
That's where is it? It's along the road, the main road?
Aurelio Street is along Salime, somewhere in Little Baguio.
Oh, okay, okay. So, tinatanong po kasi ni James Chowa, ayan, nag-text po, saan daw po malapit. Kasi,
if you go to Waze, you can actually, if you go to Waze, you can actually type Church in Mandarin, lalabas sa Waze yung ano.
I see.
Yung
And how
location.
long have you been the pastor there?
We since siguro in the 90s, so maybe 20, 30 years already. Yes.
I see. See, so you must have been a big congregation by now. But in the light na hindi po pwede muna magpunta sa gathering ng masses, how do you go about your Sunday services?
Yes, it's very it's a very big challenge for us since we cannot gather together as the congregation, no? But we praise the Lord that kahit na we are closed, the assembly hall is closed, but He gave us the technology of Zoom. So now, so now we are conducting our Bible study, conducting our meetings via Zoom. Every Lord's Day, okay, we also have prayer meeting. Ang maganda nga niya, because of Zoom, mas marami pa nga nag-a-attend ngayon sa prayer meeting, sa Bible study meeting, because they don't have to travel.
At the convenience of their home.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
So meron din po pala na advantages na naitulong na instead of before they are just awaiting for the Sunday service, now that you have other services like the Bible study or the fellowship, because of Zoom, you are saying ang dami na pong nakaka-attend.
Yes. In fact, we have some of our congregation from Davao that joins us regularly. We have some of our brothers and sisters na nag-migrate na to the States. Now they even join us. So we're so happy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's very good addition to the audience that you are reaching now. Kasi kung dun sa church, kung nandun po sila sa abroad, hindi naman sila pupunta rito for one day just to attend. But through the magic and IT and modern technology, we're interconnected just a click away. Tama po ba?
That's right.
Away.
One click away, yes, that's right.
One click away.
And it's so nice to catch up with them. Matagal na namin sila hindi nakikita, then all of us are in Zoom. Oh, nandyan na sila. Wow.
Okay. That's very nice to know. So, Pastor, we're nearing the end of the show. We'll give you the chance to give us your parting message shot and encourage some of our people to give them a hope that in this time of pandemic, there is a cure.
Yes. Okay, to those who, yung clue namin kanina, wherein God calls Himself Jehovah Rapha, or the Lord that heals you, it is found in Exodus chapter 15, verse 23 to 26, no? Actually,
yes,
nasa verse 26 siya.
Dito, tama po sila.
Tama, yes.
Po itong text. Mga 10 na po itong nare-receive ko.
So, nandiyan yung answer. It's a very interesting story because it's they just crossed the Red Sea, they were singing, and then 3 days later, they came to this place called Mara. And in Mara, they are thirsty, and yet they cannot drink the water because the water is bitter. When we hear this story, we always assume, the water was bitter, and they complained, and God showed Moses, if there's a branch, you put it on the water, and it became sweet, so that they can drink. Pero nakaka-unusual yung verse 26 kasi sabi ng Panginoon Diyos, okay, if you will do what is right in my sight, you will give ear to my commandment and keep all his statutes, I will not put any of this sickness upon you, which I have brought upon Egypt. This is a little bit unusual because if I recall right, wala naman sickness binigay ang Panginoon Diyos sa mga Egyptians eh. Alam natin may plagues siya pero hindi sickness. And here, God says, I will heal you. So parang doctor, I will heal you. Pero pag tinitingnan natin yung sakit, pupunta ka ba sa doktor? Doc, may sakit ako kasi mapait itong tubig. So, parang hindi, di ba? Lalagyan niya ng asukal o matamis na, pwede mo nang inumin. It's not really a sickness eh. You cannot call that a sickness. So, God must be referring to something else. So, in this case, magandang insight lang. I got this from a friend who showed me that baka it's not just referring to the water that is bitter. No? The verse actually of verse 23 is may clue eh, di ba? Tatlong nakasulat doon. They came to Mara, they could not drink water, for they were bitter. So ang tanong ngayon, sino yung they? If we read it carefully, they came to Mara, they cannot drink the water
because it's bitter.
They were bitter. Tatlong day eh. Sino yung pangatlong day? Is it the water? Or is it yung tao?
The tao, yes.
Diba? It can be both eh. So the Bible is a little bit ambiguous. So meron siyang possibility na the water can be bitter. It's also possible that yung tao bitter. So ito lang insight lang. Kasi why would they be bitter? We have to really go back. We really have to go back to nung panahon sila nasa Egypt kasi sabi ng Panginoon, I will heal you. Yung there is something sickness na binigay ang Panginoon Diyos sa Egyptians, no?
Yes.
So it has the clue there is the word bitter. Ano ba yung bitterness nila na na-experience nila sa Egypt? And ano ba yung experience nila about water in Egypt? So we can really go back to ano yung yung trauma na encounter ng mga Jews. And that is yung mga anak nila sinahagis sa river, di ba? The Pharaoh said, cast all the males into the river. So, imagine mo ano yung trauma ng mga tao. At the middle of the night, the soldiers will come, grab your baby, and then throw it.
Okay, Pastor, I hate to cut short, but we're nearing our end. I think we're going to have you back para after the pandemic, we'll do it live in the studio because napakarami pong pumapasok na question. On that note po, we would like to thank you for joining us today and we would like to wish you more power. So, marami pong salamat.
Thank you very much.
Pagpapaalam na rin po kami because we're almost done. So, I hope that next time we can have you live in the station.
That will be a pleasure, sir.
Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you. Mabuhay po kayo. That was Pastor Eugene Say from the Church of Mandaluyong. So, on this note, susunod na po, mamaya-maya lang, si Miss Ida G sa kanyang programang Metro Buhay at si Sister Loli sa Sulong na Bayan. Until next Wednesday, magkita-kita po tayong muli sa isang edisyon ng Pilipinas Ngayon Na, Usapang Lupa at Negosyo. Marami pong salamat sa lahat ng ating nakaragapay sa newsroom. Si Bea, welcome to the Aliw family, Bea. Si Mace, still coordinating with me, si Miss Kim Montano, si Engineer Jeric, si Miss Ashley, at lahat po kayo dyan, lalo na ang ating chairman of the board ng RPN 9. Pinakamamahal po nating si B. Edgar A. Cabangon and si Miss Ma'am Sharon. Maraming pong salamat sa inyong lahat. Until then, this is Robert Rivera saying God bless the Philippines and God bless you all. The time for your convenience is now 2 p.m. Goodbye. Mabuhay.
Pilipinas Ngayon Na.
Kini ang sibyaanan sa Radio Philippines Network. Pag-ong